G'day guys, hope you're keeping well. Today's video we're going to review the Brass Monkey 9 litre fridge. So yeah, I'll go through it and I'll explain who I think it might be for, pros and cons obviously, and yeah, basically how it will be used. So guys, here it is, the Brass Monkey 9 litre 12 volt fridge, or 1224 volt fridge. I've had this for about 2 weeks now, like I said, taking it for a trip up north, and we'll run through some of the pros and cons of this little fridge. So first of all, the most important thing that you should notice with this fridge is it is 12 and 24 volt only, so you cannot get 240 volt like this one here, so, and you know, park it in your lounge room or whatever and use it for a spare fridge at Christmas time and when the rallies come. So you know, that's one downside to this fridge. So you can have a look here guys. It's not very big, but you know, 9 litres, it's bigger than what you think. My trip that I had a couple of weeks ago, I took like 2 weeks worth of meat packed in there, so you know, enough for every night, and had it filled sort of right to the brim up the top here, and you know, kept it all going good. The only thing is, you might want to, when you first turn it on, I put it down to -6 and it didn't freeze all the meat, albeit I put it in there warm, and overnight it drained my battery pretty hard. It worked pretty hard to get the meat frozen, so you know, something to bear in mind. Maybe just freeze your meat before you go on camp if you're going to use this as a freezer. Otherwise, guys, I had a really good time with this fridge, a really good experience. It worked just perfectly. So anyway, we'll bring you in a bit closer now and you can have a good look around the fridge, so you'll be able to see some of the features. I'll go in and I'll plug this in so you guys can see what the electrics look like on this. We'll just get this up and shot so you can have a look. This is the fitting that goes into the back of the 12 volt plug. I've hooked mine onto a Anderson plug, much better for putting onto your battery boxes and stuff like I've got set up in the back of my van, my four-wheel drive. It does come with this fitting on another cord with a cigarette plug. I don't think they're that good, so I've cut mine off and made myself a new one. You can buy these at BCF and places like that. They sell them as the Waco fridge plugs, but they fit perfectly. So anyway, we'll come around here guys and I'll show you. I'll just plug it in. Alright, so if you have a look here guys, one thing I found with this fridge is that because it's a plastic case, it feels very flimsy. So when you put the plug in, you got to give it quite a bit of a shove, and it gives a bit of a, you know, a lot of flex. So you know, it just feels not as good as what it could feel, you know. But it's a cheap fridge, you know. Pay $190 for this. So you can't really complain too much. Alright, we'll just go and plug it in, and we'll have a look at the electronics on the top there. There we go. So don't know how well you can see that guys. Sorry, but they're LED screens on the face, and I've got it upside down. So that's really clever. So let me give it a second just to clean this crap off. Yeah, so as you can see, the plastic screen is really durable. Scratching the crap out of it, getting all the shit off of it from my trip. So it's been well used. Oop, what have I done there? Alright, so this is the current temperature setting that it's at now. Sorry, the current temperature of the fridge. And it's saying 12.3 volts, so that's my battery. So my battery actually says 12.9 volts, so I'm getting about a half a volt drop. You've got an on-off switch, so you don't have to unplug it all the time. You can just turn it off. There we go. Now the fridge is off, so back on again. That fridge you can hear running is my other fridge, my Mammoth, which is sitting right next to it. So we'll go through a couple of settings here. So you got your eco mode, max mode. So max will absolutely smash the batteries. Just be aware. So, alright, so there's your temperature setting, guys, right there. So plus and minus. So I've got it set at -10, which is where I'd normally have it, but you can go all the way down to -20, and then all the way up to, I think, 10 degrees, or maybe higher. Well, there you go, 20 degrees the other way. So not sure why you'd want to keep your food at 20 degrees, but you have that option if you so choose. So I'll set that back down there to -10, where I normally use it as my freezer. Also, you can set your battery monitoring level, so high, medium and low. We'll go through that. You got to hold this button down, this little torque key or whatever it is, a little cog. So you got to hold that down, and that'll change. If you watch here, hold it down until it beeps, and then so you got low, medium, high. So I set it at high, so high is about 12.2 volts, I think. Save your battery. But yeah, so it's very easy to cycle through all the options. There's not many, so it makes it easier. So I set that back on eco. Also, you can charge like a phone or something in there. So you got a little USB plug, so that's quite handy. One thing I have noticed about this fridge, guys, because it is plastic, it's all plastic, it scratches and it marks really easily. So if you're a bit funny about how your stuff presents, you're probably not going to like this fridge. But you know, it does the job, it works. The top lid's insulated. This is well insulated. This is very solid around the fridge itself, and I can already feel it getting cold. You know, I've only had it on for like 2 minutes, so you know, it's good quality. Also, there's no locking hinge, so you got these little bits here that clip into the side right there, and so you got to make sure you push it down. It doesn't come undone when you're driving. I've never had that happen before. It's quite good. The only problem is it takes a bit of force to get it open, but that's a good thing. So you know. So anyway, guys, get to the nitty-gritty bits, all the exciting stuff that you'll want to know about with its power consumption. So it says in the manual, I think about 1.5 to 2 amps depending on your setting, but scrap that. I don't think it draws that much. I think it's a lot more. I had it run my battery down pretty quick one night. I've seen measurements online that these are pulling about 4.5 amps when they're running at max capacity, and about 2 to 2.5 when on the eco mode. Again, how many times it cycles on and off depends on how hot your food is inside your fridge. So if you pre-cool everything or you pre-freeze everything, then it's not going to draw as much. But if you put it in here hot, guys, it'll take a little while to cool down, and it'll draw a lot and it'll run a lot. So I've been finding, I did a trip, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. This fridge would come on probably twice an hour for maybe 5 minutes, and then it'll be off again. So, and that was sitting under the tarp on the back of my ute, and yeah, the weather wasn't that hot. It was about 20 degrees, a lot of shade, a lot of overcast, so it wasn't being pushed to the max. So I would say that it will run more if you have it sitting on the back of a ute or in a car, running 24/7. Really, you know, you can't, I don't know, I suppose you could probably set it up to be able to run as a little camp fridge at your little campsite there if you had a little portable battery and a solar panel. But ideally, I think these fridges are more for keeping your drinks cold. You know, if you're working out of a van for like 8 or 9 hours a day, this would be a good little center console fridge. You keep your drinks cool all day and it won't drain your battery flat. Yeah, so guys, you could probably use this as a camp fridge if you're the sort of camper that goes maybe once or twice a year and you want something a little bit more than an ice box. But yeah, like I wouldn't use it for a full-time camp fridge. I don't think it's capable of that. It's certainly not big enough. Maybe the bigger models, they have bigger models of these. They have like the 30 and the 40 litre and 50 and so on. Guys, this is $168 from Jaycar. So I'd get on them if you can. If you want one, I'd get onto it straight away because they're going to be a popular little fridge, I think. They're yeah, they're really quite handy. Good for the front of your vehicle. Like, make a good little center console fridge. and they cool down really quick. So this one's down to 7 degrees already, so it was at 14 not even 4 minutes ago. One thing I should stress too, this runs a full compressor. I think it's a C-Cop compressor, same as what these bigger fridges do. So yeah, they will pull the power. Very reliable. I've had this thing bouncing around the back of my ute. I did, you know, 400 or 500 kilometers of corrugations and, you know, rough roads and through the mud and all sorts of shit. Had it out in the rain. It's gotten wet, you know, and it's worked. It still works. It's really good quality. So, you know, it looks flimsy and it's plastic, so it's not going to present very well. But anyway, guys, so that's the video. If you have any questions or you think I've missed anything, leave a comment down below and I will try and do a bit of research and get back to you. So I might do another review on this fridge in another 6 months time and just let you know if it's still working and what problems I've had with it, if any. So yeah, guys, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one.